And we have our storm chaser Steve Polley on the line right now. Steve is the one that is up there right now. I think he is just south of the storm, trying to get a good view of it. Again, his live stream is on the traffic computer. Steve, you've been on these storms for a couple of hours. What have you been seeing recently?
Well, just recently, within the last 10 minutes, it appeared to be a cone or a whip tornado just to my northeast, north of Linnaeus, and east of Highway 5. Experienced extreme RFD winds, probably 70, 80 miles an hour. We had power lines popping, and I couldn't advance any further from where I was at. I had to backtrack off of it, but I did get a view of it.
Hey, Steve, it's Mike Nico. Thanks for helping us and being with us tonight. I'm looking at your live stream right now. Give us an idea exactly where you are and what we're looking at here, please.
I'm just in the east edge of Brookfield. I'm looking up into the inflow notch of the storm, where the tornado would possibly be. The only problem is there's a lot of precip between myself and where the possible tornado would be located. When I viewed the cone or wedge tornado, I could see one side of it, but it was heavily wrapped in rain, and it is again as well.
That's kind of been the case throughout this. Once it was finally confirmed, it's been rain wrapped almost the whole time. Is that true from what your vantage point?
Yeah, you have to be right up in there to see it.
Yeah, good. Let's go back to this. Because I think they're trying to extend this tornado warning a little bit more. So, well, you're by Brookfield right now, Steve, or what's your latest city that you're by?
Yes, I'm in the east edge of Brookfield, looking to my northeast, looking into the area where the rotation would be.
Okay, I got you.
So you're a little bit behind it.
So they just
a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's about 3 minutes ago they went ahead and went with another confirmed tornado warning located near Brookfield, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. Steve, we heard some of the storm chasers were saying maybe there was a couple of tornadoes, maybe a smaller one rotating around a larger one. Did you see anything like that?
I was not able to confirm that. I pulled up on the larger of the tornadoes.
Okay.
It's true. We did see reports of there was possibly a wedge at one time.
Yeah. Any hail? We've seen some gigantic hail. I mean, like this baseball-sized hail, softball-sized hail. Have you seen anything like that?
I have not. I've been fortunate enough to stay out of the downdraft area of the storm and skirt around where I need to be.
So the idea, and Steve, feel free to chime in at any moment here. You're the professional storm chaser, but the idea is the storm chasers try to stay south of the storm so they can look in it, and on the north side and really the entire northwest and east side is nothing but hail. So was that your goal, Steve? You just try to stay south to get a good view inside of it?
Yeah, the way these storms have been moving all day, they've been moving east, a southeasterly component and trying to turn right, and the idea is you want to stay in the inflow region, or the inflow winds are blowing into where the possible rotation would be. So if you're over in the forward flank of the storm where all the rain and the hail would be, one, you're not going to see anything, and two, you're going to have a damaged vehicle in the process.
So tell us a little bit about the rear flank downdraft. You experienced that. That could have been what caused the damage in Trenton. We're not sure yet. Tell us a little bit about how you experienced that and what it does to the storm, or what it did to the storm when you experienced it.
Well, when you see that, you know there's something going on immediately to your east or northeast. And I could kind of see up in there with the lightning flashes. I could see the left side of a cone or a wedge tornado up in there with the lightning flashes. And as that wind is wrapping around the back side of the tornado in a counterclockwise fashion, the winds were buffeting me from the west.
Okay.
And I couldn't go any further at that point.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you because I'm looking at your stream right now. Can we pull that up real quick? And you have stopped. Is that correct?
Correct.
What are we seeing right there?
You're just seeing, I think it is a little suspect. There's a lowering there just past the water tower you're probably looking at that's lit up. It says Brookfield on it.
Yeah.
That's elevated. It's just right over that water tower from my vantage point.
It looks like it might just be scud, or maybe a little bit of a lowering.
It could be scud. It could be a lowering, but it's hard to tell without without getting the backlit of the lightning. But I can tell you it's not I don't believe it's a strong tornado by any means, because I don't have that RFD that I would suspect in my location where I'd be setting here.
That's a good point.
I don't think it's anything major, but it does look suspect, and to the untrained eye, it might get called in. But I don't have strong RFD winds here like I should have if that was an actual tornado.
Okay, why would you have strong RFD winds?
Those winds will be wrapping around the backside of that tornado as it ramps up. And from my location, looking at it to the northeast, just over that water tower, I should be having 50, 60 on up mile-an-hour winds hitting me from the backside here, trying to wrap around that if I was in fact a tornado.
All right, well, at least that's something good that we can report. But man, this thing looks like a monster on the radar.
Yes, it's been grinding since 4 o'clock today.
And you've been chasing it the whole time?
Yes, we started southwest of Maryville today.
Well, Steve, I'm glad you did, because I know that we were talking earlier today with our group of storm chasers, and we were like, should we go out and do it? Is the cap going to hold? And it did for a little while, but it's busted on this one. This thing's been producing a ton of hail. Steve, thanks so much for calling in and showing us what you're seeing. Be sure to let us know if you come across anything else. I know you're pretty far east for where you call home, so we understand if you gotta go back. You're almost out of our viewing area as well. But we'll stay in touch this evening and drive safe.
How much farther?
I'm sorry. One second, Steve.
I was just going to ask, how much farther are you going to go?
I'm probably going to go over to the border of the viewing area, and then I'll stop, which is probably another 10 miles or so.
Okay, that's good to know. Then we will stick with you through that then. And again, as Wes mentioned, thank you, Steve, and I'm glad you've taught the people a little bit of the science behind the tornado, but also how to safely chase one.